All right, big round of applause again for these lovely ladies singing the national anthem for us here today. Always great to have it done live instead of a recording. All right, and then we got first round of heats getting ready to rock and roll down in the chute. Adult Predators will be up first. Clone 375s, your heat runs will be up after that. Run what you brung. Unrestricted box stock, restricted box stock, 250, 500s, and then we will do juice box heat race after the 500 heat race number 1. All right, Heat 1 for the Adult Predator Division. Scheduled to start on the pole. That'll be the 23 Kart of Blaze Dawson. Outside of that will be the 316 of Bring the Pain, John Payne. Row 2 inside in the K7 Kart. That'll be Cale Sproston. Outside of Cale, there'll be the 320, the Beast Chris Kissel. And then rounding out the tail of the field, last but certainly not looking to finish there, that'll be the number 7, the Jacob, the Madman Mejia. Clone 375 to the chute for your heat races. Clone 375 for the chute for your heat race. Heat races are getting ready, girl. Good luck out there.
I already did my heat race.
No, you did hot laps. Now you got to do heat race. Remember, be smooth, be easy, nothing crazy. Rule 1 of always racing is somebody who's raced. Remember, I race stock cars.
Here, in case anyone wants that, yeah.
If nobody else asks, you girls can sing it next week too if you want.
Will you be here next week? Next weekend, no, I'm at my stuff.
All right, getting the one to go that time by the flagman Josh down there. So we get ready to rock and roll. 8 laps will be the distance here for Heat 1 for the Predator Division. Clone 375s to the chute for heat race number 1. Starting to roll down. Run what you brung as well. Get to the chute. Green flag waves for our Predator class. Nice even start. Oh, no, there goes the 23 of Blaze Dawson there. He'll keep it fired up and going down the back straight away. Hopefully that thing's running a lot better for him today. Back up front, Sproston leads the pack down into 1. Holding off John Payne. Here he comes. I said he wasn't going to be happy with being back in the back. Here comes Jacob Mejia in the number 7 Kart, now up in the number 2 spot. Still got John Payne there in the 316, giving some heat there back on the back bumper. John Payne running about a half a kart width higher than Mejia as they come out of turn 2. Down into 3, still Cale Sproston in the K7 leading the way, easy, steady, smooth on the wheel as she goes down into 1. I mean the cart, not the driver when I said she, by the way. Nice and smooth coming out of 4. Going to be another lap scored complete there for Cale Sproston in the K7. Halfway down as they cross the line that time by. Mejia there now sitting pretty comfortable in the number 2 spot's going to have his eyes set on the back bumper of that K7 if possible. That gap is getting a little less there. We'll see if there's enough time to catch your race leader. It's going to be tough there as that K7's been hitting his marks there. Tough there for the 23 of Dawson. As he gets going around, that'll bring out the caution. Unfortunately, we'll bunch him back up. The field was already coming into 3, and the 23 was still exiting 4. Kind of spun around, not quite right. With safe call, we'll bring out the caution. We'll put that 23 at the back of the pack there, and we'll get back to racing action. Getting the 1 to go this time by signal. Cale Sproston, your race leader. Jacob Mejia, 2nd. John Payne, 3rd. Chris Kissel running in that 4th spot. Back on the loud pedal as they come down the front straightaway in the closing laps of this heat race. Sproston still holds out over Mejia there. Mejia back in the number 2 spot. About the same distance from second to third as first to second. There as they go down. That's your 1, 2, 3. Still Sproston, Mejia, and Payne coming down the back straightaway as they kind of walk away from the rest of the pack. Chris Kissel still hanging on to the 4th place. White flag out for Sproston this time by. One more to go here in heat race number 1. Final time out of 4 for the K7, keeping the nose clean on that. He'll take the checker flag. That is Cale Sproston taking home the win for heat race number 1. Mejia coming home, the Madman Mejia there, coming home in the number 2 spot. John Payne coming home in that 3rd spot. Chris Kissel, the Beast, coming home in a 4th place finish in heat race number 1. And then Blaze Dawson coming home in that 5th and final position. Coming up next, we have our Clone 375s coming out for Heat 1, scheduled to start on the pole. That is the number 70 of Jake Parrish. Outside of that will be the 71 of Phil Ernest. Row 2 inside, that'll be the 89V of Chris Van Winkle. Outside of Chris, that'll be the 28 of Toby Robertson. And then rounding out the tail of the field, that'll be the 35 of Mike Huntington. Run What You Brung coming out after the clones. Unrestricted box stocks. You should be making your way down to the chute now. Unrestricted box stocks to the chute. All right, gate going to open up here for the clone guys. Parrish, Ernest lead the pack into 3 out of 4. We'll get the 1 to go signal this time by for your front row. Clone 375 producing some of the finest kart racing around the Midwest. These guys, talking about it last week with my good buddy Josh down there. These guys almost act almost like a union. They got their own hand signals. A lot of times they'll talk to each other. They communicate a lot. They run a nice tight ship most of the time. Got some hiccups here and there, but what class doesn't, you know what I mean? So we get ready to blistering pace here out of 4. Good start, already 3 wide down the front straightaway for a half a second there. Ernest out in front with the 71 Kart. Back behind him, Van Winkle, Huntington battling it out for the 2nd spot. Caution comes out early there. Proving my point early on here in heat race number 1. These guys all right there. Great racing going on. 3 wide for a second there. Going down the front straightaway just in front of the flag stand. Caution was for Toby Robertson there in the 28 Kart. No harm, no foul. We'll get them bunched back up here. No laps in the books. It'll be a complete restart. All right, here we go. Corner flagman saying we start here and down. Another 3 wide start down the front straightaway. Oh, this could get dicey. And there it goes. That'll bring out the caution again. We'll try it one more time. I'm honestly going to say that ain't no dirty driving on anybody accountability there. Just good, tight racing. Honestly, all these guys fighting over real estate there. No No dirty driving that play, I feel like, right there at all. Rule packages for Clone 375, very tight, and these guys make it show right there on the track. Nobody really walking away from anybody on these starts. A little bit of a confusion there, and then it looks like we got one going around again. He's going to keep it fired up, heading down the back straightaway. That's Robertson there in that 28 Kart. Phil Ernest there, he leads the pack. Vince Van Winkle in that number 2 spot right behind him. Jake Parrish in the 70 Kart running back in 3rd. Mike Huntington now up to a 4th spot. Back up front, Phil Ernest in the 71 Kart still leads the way, this time by 4, I believe, down. Oh, a little bit of a hiccup there from Van Winkle. Not too sure what happened there. Just saw him facing the wrong direction of traffic. That'll bring out the caution. That'll be the break that Mike Huntington looking for there. That'll bunch him back up. No, he wasn't too pleased with that last start there. It was a little bit of a miscommunication. Not sure if he wasn't listening to the flagman there. Huh? No. I'm not spending money on that. Not too sure if that 35 of Huntington just don't have a receiver in. All right, going to wait for that field to come around there. Mike Huntington should be 3rd in the lineup when they roll around. Just getting it straightened out there with him. All right. He'll go right behind, fall in line with that number 70 Kart of Parrish. Working his way up into that number 2 spot. Right time, right place. He started back in... Oh, never mind. He started first. I was trying to give a benefit of the doubt there. But fighting back up into the number 3 spot. Number 2 spot. Right behind their race leader, Phil Ernest there in the 71. Green flag waves. We're back underway here. 71 getting a clean start out of 4. Nice and tight down on the low line. Now here the 70 is going to get challenged by Mike Huntington. A little bit of rubbing there. Great driving skills on behalf of 70 of Jake Parrish there, keeping that nose clean coming out of 4. He got a little dicey there after that contact with Mike Huntington. Flag waves for Phil Ernest as he's going to have Mike Huntington right on his back bumper here in these closing laps. Down the back straightaway one final time for the 71 of Ernest, and he's going to get it done in heat race number 1. That is Phil Ernest in the 71 Kart. Mike Huntington fighting his way back up to the front there for the number 2 spot. Chris Van Winkle fighting his way back up to a 3rd place finish. Jake Parrish there going to come home with 4th. And the 28 of Toby Robertson going to come home with a 5th place finish there. Run What You Brung boys gonna get ready to come out. Got the groove tires waiting to come out here next up, though. So we're going to put a little bit of a spritzer down on the high side, I'm being told. We'll keep it up out of that race groove there down on the low side and kind of just keep that top side matted down. Maybe put a little moisture in there. Give a high side for any of the drivers that might want to get out there. Run What You Brung coming up next. Unrestricted, you'll be after Run What You Brung. Restricted box stock, you'll be after the unrestricted. 250 wings and 500s. Then after the 500s, juice box heat race. Oh, I think it finally came out. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness. I think it finally came out. Track pep real quick underway. All right, looks like you run what you run, getting ready to roll on out to the speedway now. Of course, scheduled to start on the pole. That is the 45 of Joe Schwan. Outside of him, that's going to be Graham Cracker, Matt Graham. Row 2 inside, that's going to be Blake Gallagher in the 32 car. Outside of that will be the 32P of Whiplash, Ryan Whitmire. Row 3 inside, that'll be the 33 of James Schimberger. Outside of that will be the 47 of John Schwan Jr. Drivers getting the one to go this time by. Matt Graham with the heavy exhaust out the back of that front row there on the outside. Hopefully that bad boy holds together. Joe Seckler, I believe, was driving that kart last Monday here at Exit 7. That was cool seeing a different driver. Now we got the Graham Cracker back in it. And we get ready to go. Nice clean start there for Joe Schwan in the 45 kart down the front straightaway. Now leads the pack. Look at that race in action for the lead. Matt Graham, Joe Schwan battling that out. Oh, just a slight hiccup from Joe there. He gets up a little too high, leaves that window open for Matt Graham. Matt Graham slides on in. Joe Schwan now back to that number 2 spot. Now back to the number 3 spot is John Schwan Jr. making moves, starting in dead last. Now fighting for that second place. Joe Schwan fires back away down on the inside. John right behind him. Back behind the battle for the second and third spot. That's Whiplash Ryan Whitmire. Oh, Joe Schwan goes around. He keeps it fired up. We'll stay green flag here in this heat race. Now here comes the whiplash. Ryan Whitmire up into the number 2 spot. Battle there in front of the John Schwan Jr. 47 ride. James Schimberger right behind him. Three-way battle. Tell you what, Run What You Brung producing some of the best racing these past 3 weeks here at Exit 7. Out front, the Graham Cracker. Matt Graham is gone, but the racing action is all behind him. That is John Swan Jr. back in the 3rd spot. Ryan Whitmire up in the number 2 spot. Schimberger in that 33 car back in 3rd as the white flag waves. 1 to go. Smooth sailing for Matt Graham out of turn 4. Takes the checker flag this time by. And what a late race pass by John Swan Jr. for the number 2 spot over Ryan Whitmire. That was a clean pass, too. No dirty driving there. Logan Smith to the announcer stand. Logan Smith to the announcer stand. Yo, daddy wants you, fool.
Will you make an announcement too that everybody gets a check at the end of the night?
Oh, yeah.
Because I have several new people that I know I did not tell.
Oh, okay, I got you.
All right, coming up next, we're going to have our unrestricted box stocks coming out next. Also, drivers, be sure to stop by the P window tonight. No matter what place you finish in the feature, you go home with a little cash in your pocket. Every driver goes home with a little cash in your pocket. We know most other racetracks, only the winner gets money. Well, we think that's BS here at Exit 7. Every cart goes home with a little bit of cash. So be sure to stop up and see Miss Julie at the window. Thank you. Starting on the pole, that is a 16S of Aubrey Steele. Outside of that will be the 17 of Ellie Length. And then row 2 inside, that's the 74 Tia Tucker Tuso. Outside of him, that's the 16 of Jackson Doherty in that Gravedigger looking ride.
No, you could do this one. These ones are pricier, though.
All right, going to go green next time at the cone. They'll have our infield guy right by the cone where they start, or have the option to start. We do the starting zone here. They have between the first cone and the second cone to go. And clean start by Ellie Length there in the 17 cart. One of my fabulous national anthem singers here earlier today. Running back in that number 2 spot just over Tucker Tuso there. Oh, trouble strikes for Doherty there in the 16 cart. He'll fall back to the 3rd. Now new race leader up front. That's Ellie Lent leading the pack there just over Tucker Tuso. Tucker been running with us this season here at Exit 7, doing a fabulous job week in and week out. But here comes the 17 battling back down on the inside, side by side. The racing battle for the lead. Now down the back straightaway. How about that? 2-lane racing there for a moment. Now going down the front straightaway. Ellie Lank there in the 17 holding off. Oh, no, she left it open. Oh, no, she left that lower window open. Tucker Tuso slides right on in as well as Doherty. She'll fire back away into that 3rd position. No harm, no foul. Still a great job by Ellie Lank there in that number 17 cart. Now Tucker Tuso going to have his fans full there as he's got Doherty in the 16 cart hot on the bumper there. My race pass says 6 down this time by. 8 laps is the distance. New race leader out there rocking the way down the back straightaway. That's the 16 of Jackson Doherty doing his thing. Had the lead by 0.6 last time by. Now has it by 1.4. Definitely rocking with 1 to go here down the back straightaway. One final times, just got to keep the nose clean out of 4. He's going to take home heat race number 1. That is Jackson Doherty taking the win. Tucker Tuso in the 74T taking home that number 2 spot. Ellie Length taking home the number 3 spot. Restricted box stocks getting ready to roll on out. There's going to be 2 entries on the evening for them. That is the 18 of Lucas Brockert starting down on that inside row. Outside of that will be the 41 of Spencer Powell. All right, a fast pace set by these young kids here as we will go green at the cone. They kind of single filed themselves there, but that's all right. Great start by both drivers there. Look at Spencer Powell going, shooting down in the inside. Oh, then gets up on the high side. Just a little bit. Can't quite keep the tail on him. Will stay green flag. Lucas Brockert leads the pack down the front straightaway now. Spencer Powell going to try to claw his way back up to the race leader. Oh, just up on the high side again there. It's not too bad. There's some bite down there. Might just be going in a little bit harder trying to catch up to the race leader, but he'll get caught up now there. That'll bring out the yellow. We'll bunch him back up. No harm, no foul by the 41 of Spencer Powell. Great job listening there from the 41 on the receiver there. Both these kids doing a good job listening to our flagman. Kids are awesome. They single filed on the original start. Now they want to do side by side that they started the race. All right, back to green flag there, and they drop back to the single file there at the last second. They just had to mess with us. As Lucas Brockert trying to hold off the 41 of Powell there. Spencer trying to fire away on the back bumper of the 18 of Lucas Brockert. Going to be a clean lap. Oh, now Lucas goes up. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Luckily enough, that was nice, soft contact there on Kart action there. Nice little love bump from the front bumper on Lucas Brockert coming out by those tires. Back to green flag right out the gate there. Good start by your race leader. That is the 18 of Lucas Brockert, 41 of Spencer Powell. Dedicated to that high line. I respect it. Got to have some cojones to run up there. Doing a great job. Just keeping the tail behind them. Now working down to that low line. Down the front straightaway for another lap. Lucas Brockert leads the way. Spencer Powell hanging on back in that number 2 spot. Just only by about a half a straightaway there. Looks like Spencer Powell there just a little off the pace. Wonder if something's up with that ride there, unfortunately. Tough luck for the 41 of Spencer Powell. Looking like the right front's bent after maybe that contact out of 4 there a couple laps ago there. Again, just a little racing hiccup there. Lucas Brockert got a little loose coming out of 4. Powell nowhere to go. Definitely just a racing incident now. Back out on the track. Lucas Brockert still leads the way. And the 18. Oh, just a little slip up there again. All right, who's throwing banana peels out there?